one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
All right, guys, let's talk about my test garden here just for a minute. This is same plane nail testing. We have a modern penny on the same plane with an iron nail down in the bottom. The iron nails are colonial to Civil War era hand forged iron nails. And this one we have a colonial button on the same plane down in the hole at about 3 to 5 inches on these two, down on the same plane. So the nail and the target's laying on the same plane. This is a large cent with one nail elevated above it. 1800s large cent USA penny with one square nail above it. Button with one square nail above it. 1700s pewter button. This has a 1930s Standing Liberty quarter with multiple colonial Civil War era nails above it on a 3D iron unmasking test with multiple iron objects above the non-ferrous object. This is a pewter button from the Rev War era with multiple nails above it. This is level 5, the hardest. This is level 3, the next hardest. And this is level 1, the easiest. So first up today, we're going to take the White's MXT Pro. We've got a Garrett AT Max, a Nokta triple score, and a Minelab Elite. And actually, I've not tested these detectors out here today with this coil on this Garrett AT Max and this White's metal detector. So we're gonna check them out, see how it goes, and just cut them on and basically show how they're set up, and you know, go for it with a wild test. So stay tuned. We're gonna crank this machine up. Very easy machine to set up. Let me get my spectacles on. We'll cut it up. I will give one thing to this machine. This is an older analog. It's set up in relic mode, which is the best for what we're doing here. And we got the scrim run up just above 2 right there. That's where Key Southern said it should be. The ground is neutral here, so everything is good with that. It's almost so neutral that machines will not even ground balance it to it. So ground is a non-issue. Let's look at the penny. That's the easiest test. It's giving us a non-ferrous signal. How about this way? And you guys be the judge on that one. We're going to run this one this way first. Let you be the judge on that. Those are the two easiest. Penny, button. Large cent, we're going to run this way first. We're going to turn on it this way. Let you be the judge on that one. A button, we're going to go this way first with a nail. Nothing. We're going to turn on it this way. Let me get this shovel back out of the way. So fail on that test. This is the silver quarter at about 5 to 6 inches. These are around 5 inches or so. These are down 6 to 8 inches, around 5 to 6 inches on these right here, and 3 to 5 on those. Quarter. Complete fail that way. Let's look at it this way. Fail. We're going to look at the button. The best detectors will only hit it this way. The MXT Pro fails and fails. So we've got, you guys, you know, you guys are going to have to be the judge on that. I believe that's a fail, 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 pass, pass, pass. So 3 out of 6. Let's go over here and pull up the AT Max. And I want to talk just a minute before I pull up the AT Max, and I want to, whoops, my bad. I want to talk about these detectors and where I'm running them. I'm running them at the minimum to scrim, but I'm not running that one on -1 and that one on 0. I'm running that with an iron bias of 1 and an iron bias of 0 on that one, because those, for a fact, I know that you can use in the field. And those two manufacturers have opened their machines up extremely, but I don't want to test them in a way that I'm not sure that would be productive in the field. So we're going to run 1, 0 to keep things apples to apples. Let's look at the Garrett AT Max here, guys. Let's fire it up. This coil is legendary in the Max, and this is real simple. We're going to run it 1 from wide open. We're going to run it in 0 mode. And this coil, like I said, is very legendary in the AT lineup. So we're going to go this way. Not a problem. This way. Not a problem. So it outperformed the whites actually right there, I think. So we'll have to redo the footage. We're going to go this way on the button. Fail that way. This way on the button. See, it's right there. One way hit on the button. We're going to look at the large cent this way. We're going to turn on the large cent this way. Pass on that one. We're going to look at the button this way. Same plane on this is level 3. Level 1, button this way. We're going to turn on it this way. Let me explain something right there, guys, why I'm here and what you're seeing. And you guys that follow my channel know that I'm big on simultaneous multi-frequency. And right there is why what you just seen between these two targets and these two targets. Let me break this down for you guys real quick. This is why single frequency metal detectors are obsolete in 2024. That is a high conductor target, hence the frequency that the AT Max is set on does pretty good on those targets, but these are mid to low conductor targets. And if you guys that are not familiar with what that is, please look at my channel and my live streams, because certain frequencies on metal detectors are better on higher conductors, coins, and certain frequencies on metal detectors are better on lower conductors, gold. Hence, these buttons kind of represent gold mixed in with iron. A higher frequency detector will hit these better. A lower frequency detector, sometimes a mid frequency, 14, 19, 20 kilohertz, will show good on this, but a simultaneous can hit both at the same time. If you don't take anything else away from this video, this test that I just showed with this Max is why all single frequencies, and I'm not picking on Garrett, but all of them, you've seen the whites, I could go get the Fisher F19, it's the same thing, are obsolete in 2024. And we'll show that in just a minute with simultaneous multi-frequency. This quarter, this is 3D iron unmasking. This is very tough for any metal detector. The quarter is literally right there. So we see that the lower frequency won't hit the high conductor on this test because of the iron content. Will simultaneous multi-frequency detectors unmask this? That's a good question. Now we're back to a level 5 low conductor test. Remember what happened on the low conductors? All the best detectors will hit it right here. But keep in mind what you've seen on these mid to low conductors in this particular nail test right here, because this is telling of what I've been teaching on my channel. And if this is the first time here, this channel is based on detector performance reviews and showing the modern technology advancements that we have over these old tech detectors. And I've got like 20 metal detectors, and I can show this over and over again. It's not just with Garrett, it's with Fisher too. It's not just with whites, it's all single frequency VLFs compared to multi-frequency. Now here's the thing. If you're watching this video, these detectors contain single frequency too, but they're adjustable. They're actually, if you just took the multi out of the game, these are actually more adjustable than these detectors because you can actually change the sequence frequencies. On these detectors, they have a frequency shift for EMI, but these can go like from 5 to, well, actually, let's just look and see what's on them so I'm quoting it correctly. Let's pull out the Minelab Elite here. And you're fixing to see something with this detector, and it should be very interesting. Let's cut the iron on. Let's look at the setting. Let's just noise cancel it. EMI is kind of harder on metal detectors on this side of my house that are multi-frequency. We've seen those two detectors do pretty good, but that's not always a norm out in the field. I live in a high EMI area, so keep that in mind. The FE is 0, which is a huntable setting. And let's look at this. Let's see where the sensitivity is, 20, 19. We're running at 20. Let's look at the penny here. Look at the ID. Good penny ID, this way. Good penny ID. Now remember what happened to the max on this particular target. This is where the multi-IQ in the simultaneous multi-frequency has an advantage. Remember me telling you about the single frequency? Well, the AT Max and the White's detector is kind of stuck below 20 kilohertz. This is running two frequencies, a low and a high, and it's running up close to 40. So what is that going to do on this target? You see that, right? It's very important that you remember that. So with the AT Max, we know that you would not have dug that relic. And the AT Max is promoted as a relic machine, and it actually costs more than this metal detector. You can buy this metal detector for $5.99 with 2 coils and wireless headphones. And it contains, let me show you guys something, 15 kilohertz. So there's your AT Max. I can turn this into a detector, a AT Max. The question is will it hit that button in 15 kilohertz? I don't know the answer. That's the first time I'm ever going to test it. Wait a minute, is that not interesting? So I just switched the Minelab Elite into 15 kilohertz and it outperformed with the same size coil by far the Garrett AT Max that's locked in single frequency. So it's not just frequency, it's processor too. That's interesting. Modern tech versus old tech. Let's go to the large scent with 15. Passes it with flying colors. Let's go back to multi. Passes it. Let's go back to multi here. This is the button that the Max failed on. Turning. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Low, high. It hits both. Watch this right here, guys. This is the quarter. Look at the ID. Telling you that there's a higher conductive target down in the hole with those nails. Turn on it. This is a very tough test. Let's check out the low conductor. Tough one. That's probably the toughest test in my garden. Little blip. Right there, a little blip and all iron that way. So we got 5 out of 6 complete passes with the Minelab Elite. I wonder if the Minelab Elite will, just for kicks, will the Elite hit that right there in single? Let's look at multi. Is it amazing or what? You see that multi? Why is that? The multi is giving the metal detector more processing information from the multi frequency, and it's able to pull that quarter out single Okay, so we see something there with the Minelab product, and we see that multi clearly has an advantage over single frequency. We see that this single frequency clearly has advantage over that single frequency coil size for coil size. So this is very, very interesting, and you guys pay attention to the triple score, which is a more of a size coil like with the White's machine here. Similar, you know, more to a little bit bigger than the Minelab coil, but hey, we're trying to get apples to apples here as close as we can get. This thing fired up. This is actually a beta version I have in this one. I've got one in there, it's about the same thing. So let's look at the, I've got the standard version on my other triple. I have multiple test units of this where I've tested beta for Nokta. Pitch tones, look, tone breaks at 10, nothing crazy. You guys see what I'm saying here? There's no crazy, this is huntable, usable settings. We will raise this to 1, we will raise this to 4, and we're gonna let her ride right there. We'll, oh, my bad. We'll get it going and we'll noise cancel the machine. Let's look at this penny. Different coil size here, so it'll be interesting to see. Not a problem. Turning on it. Not a problem. The button, remember this one? Not a problem. Turning on it. Not a problem. Remember those low conductors, what I told you about the low conductors. Now the AT Max had a problem with that button, then that brings us to on this, if we can go to, let's see here, similar kilohertz. Here's 20 kilohertz. Will it hit this button? So we see that the single frequency on this metal detector has an advantage over the White's metal detector and the Garrett metal detector. You know what, though? Let's do one more thing. Let's lower it to 15 kilohertz. Let's see if it hits it both ways. A little bit better in 20, and that's what I'm talking about. You can see the clear demo of how higher frequency unmasked mid to low conductors better in that situation. Let's go back to M2, which is a multi-frequency, higher weighted frequency program that's going to give it advantage in iron unmasking. Now let's look at the large cent right here with the nail, level 3. You guys check this out. Let's turn on it. Not a problem. Back to this button. This is where it gets really turn on it. Not a problem. Let's look at this tough quarter. We know that this is a super tough test. That being the hardest, this being the second hardest. With a bigger coil, it hits it. That's pretty impressive, right? For a $499 unit. This is the toughest test in the garden, and the XP and the Manicore hit it down that road. Let's see what happens. Gonna be a fail this way. A little bit of chirp there. All right, there you go, guys. There is the triple score versus the Elite versus the White's MXT Pro versus the Garrett AT Max, all wearing little coils. Stay tuned. All right, guys, this is a very good topic to be paying attention to these days. Modern multi-frequency metal detectors have obsoleted, for all practical purposes, the single frequency metal detectors in 2024. We see that the single frequency on the modern multi-frequency detectors is better than the old tech frequency and the old tech detectors like the Whites and the Garrett AT Max. We see that we get better performance out of the single frequencies on the simultaneous multi-frequency detectors. And that's because they have updated processors. They process stuff faster. They're processing more information. And we see that the simultaneous multi-frequencies, such as I showed with the Elite, has advantages even over its single frequency detector frequencies in certain situations. We see that. It's very clear, evident. Why not have a detector that has all of those features, which allows you to have much more versatility? So if you're spending your hard-earned money, I don't care where you spend it, but I'm going to try to provide you the most accurate information so you can make an informed purchase decision. So basically in 2024, you can buy a mid-tier priced detector from $499 all the way up to a $1,200 metal detector that offers you room to grow and versatility where you can use it in different environments and set it where it'll have advantages in different detecting scenarios for whatever targets you may be looking for. If you're looking for gold, you can set it up to where it's hotter on gold. If you're looking for coins, you can set it up to where it hits silver coins harder than single frequency VLFs in the versatility department. So you basically have the versatility of moving the detector frequency with certain programs up or down to help you in your detecting scenarios. So stay tuned for future videos and live streams where I answer questions in real life time about what I just showed you here. Thanks for watching.